All right, welcome to another video. The question today is, how likely is alcohol wet brain for drinkers? Now, first of all, wet brain is just one of many conditions that can affect your brain through your drinking alcohol, through you consistently putting alcohol into your mouth, into your body, right? The truth is, however, wherever the alcohol flows, the damage goes. Wherever the alcohol flows, the damage goes. In terms of brain damage, alcohol gets through to your brain neat, right? Think about that for a second, right? It gets through your brain neat. It's something to dwell on. It's something that when I'm in the mood for regret, when I'm in the mood to look back at my old life and I think about all the alcohol that I put into my body, that's something that I tend to think about a lot. This thing that I was putting in my body for fun, the thing that I was putting into my body for over 30 years, this substance that easily passes straight through into your brain. Like I say, it gets through there neat, bypassing all your brain's defenses. This is also a chemical that is used to preserve dead brains. Do you ever see one of those jars with a brain in it and it's preserved with a liquid? Well, a lot of the times that liquid is alcohol. That chemical is alcohol, right? Ethanol. Now, think about your brain being consistently steeped in a chemical that they use to preserve dead tissue. And we do that over and over and over again to ourselves. I'm talking about this from a personal perspective. I'm saying I did that for over 30 years. Now, the damage doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual, it's progressive. It might start with some slight memory lapses, right? The damage might start with you just losing your memory a little bit, not being able to remember something. But over time, that's going to progress. And the final result might be something along the lines of wet brain, right? It might get to that stage where you've got a damage in your brain which is irreversible. Now, my point is that there's a lot of destruction that can happen in between that first signs of damage, that memory loss, that little bit of memory loss that you've got, and when or if you get to that other side, to the irreversible side of things. Now, wet brain, for those who don't know, is also called, or it is known as Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. It's two different conditions combined into one. Now, we're talking about the likelihood of an individual developing wet brain, right? And in terms of estimated numbers, right, if we can take estimated numbers in a general population, we're talking between 1% and 2% of the general population in the West, in drinking countries, that already has wet brain. And that figure goes up to around 12 to 14% for heavy drinkers. Now, for you as an individual drinker, your chances of developing this are going to depend on several different factors, including the amount of alcohol that you put into your mouth, and you put into your mouth over and over again, and over what time scale you've been drinking, right? Like I said, I drank a lot for 30 years. It includes the brain load, what we call the brain load, how much alcohol you're actually drinking at one time, right? What pressure you're putting onto your brain in any one drinking session, and how often you're doing that. So are you binge drinking all the time? Is that what your thing is? I used to go out on a Friday night, Saturday night and binge drink, and then I'd have a few drinks during the week. But most of the time I'd be binge drinking, right? And that was completely overloading my brain's capacity to deal with, my body's capacity to deal with the amount of alcohol that I was pouring into my body. It also depends a lot on your basic nutrition. So your body can only make repairs with the basic building blocks that you're giving it through your food. So if you're putting rubbish food in, all your body can deal with the damage is with the rubbish materials that you're giving it. So it depends again on your nutritional state. So if your nutritional state is malnourished over a long period of time, and you can get malnourished just by eating a crap diet, you're probably lacking some essential nutrients. And again, garbage in, garbage out. Another couple of things that can affect whether or not you're open to getting wet brain is the state of your overall health. That's one of them. And it can also come down to just your basic genetics, right? What genes you've got. Are you more susceptible to this than anything else? Not much we can do about that side of things, but there's a lot we can do about the other side of things, the alcohol, the nutrition, all that kind of stuff. So not every alcohol user is going to develop wet brain. However, The more alcohol you drink, the more your brain is being steeped in alcohol, and the bigger chance of damaging your brain to a certain degree, right? To this degree where you get Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. So chronic heavy drinking will significantly increase your risk. But let's go back to the beginning. I was saying wherever the alcohol flows, the damage goes. And this should be a constant reminder that even if you never develop a specific diagnosed condition like Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, right? Drinking consistently over time can still have a widespread and detrimental effect, not only on your brain, but on the rest of your body. And there's a lot of room for damage to your brain between getting that first sign of memory problem, whatever the first signs happen to be that you're getting some kind of brain damage, to that full-blown wet brain. Any brain damage means that you can't function properly, which means that your thinking is going to suffer, which means that your decision making is going to suffer, which means that your general quality of life is going to suffer. And for what? A temporary buzz. Because you're having a few beers after work, because like me, you feel like you need a few beers to relax, you need a few beers to do this or that. It's just not worth it. Now, if you want help to stop the flow of alcohol, if you want to start this journey to unplug from this dangerous habit, you can take our free course. It's the Beginner's Guide to Getting and Staying Sober. The link's in the description below. If you want some more substantial help, you can come over to us at habitsv2.com. We've got a full program over there to help you through not only preparing to get sober, but those first few weeks and months where you're just coping, getting rid of the habit, building new habits, going on to that first year alcohol-free, and then living the best life that you can live. So take care of yourself. I'll speak to you again in the next video. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.